So the Penguin TV show is now... Who's messaging me and absolutely cock-blocking the intro of my video? Anyway, as I was saying, the Penguin TV show is finished, and this is obviously pretty upsetting. Again, just like that ending. Of course, I won't go into it too much because I don't want to put spoilers out, but Colin Farrell did say that you would hate the Penguin after, you know, the end of the show. And look, he was absolutely not wrong. Holy crap, what was going on there? But the fact is, it shows the Penguin show completely demonstrates that the Penguin is a villain. Who could have believed that the Penguin is a villain? And the reality is now he's going to have an important role in not only the Batman Part 2, but the Batman Part 3. Again, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there is this report going around right now that does say Colin Farrell is set to return as the Penguin in the Batman 2 and 3. Colin Farrell has revealed that he has officially signed to play the Penguin in all three of Matt Reeves' The Batman movies. He will also appear in 5 or 6 scenes in the Batman Part 2. So again, Colin Farrell's acting is phenomenal. He is one of the best villains we have seen in a long time, and his story has a lot of really interesting things to go into. And I wonder, again, I guess slight spoilers here. I couldn't do this video without getting into spoilers, but I wonder now for the Batman Part 2 if Colin Farrell's the Penguin having more of a political aspiration towards the end of the show will somehow coincide with what the Court of Owls are potentially doing. Again, we know the Court of Owls were supposedly teased at the end of the Penguin in the courtroom where the outline looks like owls. Again, the Court of Owls. And in the Batman, there was a card from the Riddler that was an owl as well. It makes sense to have the Court of Owls as the main villain for the sequel and get into even more of this political corruption that does face Gotham. And I really do wonder, now that the Penguin is trying to move up and is going into these political aspirations that we have seen, if he will have scenes with the Court of Owls. And I really don't know how that's going to go. Again, they're going to have a common enemy of the Batman, of course. Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne investigating villains and getting more deeper into the corruption of Gotham is going to not only end up facing the Court of Owls soon, but they will send their talons to try and assassinate him, which will be so interesting to see. But it's also like, again, now, what is the Penguin story going to be? Is it going to have the political aspirations thing come into it? Is it going to have any ties with the Court of Owls? Is he going to start up a massive drug operation again? Because there's no Sophia Falcone. There's no Salvatore. There's really no one to go against the Penguin. So he can basically do whatever he wants now. And again, it's really funny that at the end of the Penguin, he really does say that no one, Eve says to him, no one can stop us now. No one can stop you now. And the bat signal shines its brightest. Again, keeping a direct thing that this is going to have the Penguin is going to have another run-in with the Batman. And it's going to be really interesting to see that Colin Farrell is going to have the Penguin looking much more dapper now with the top hat, the, really nice jacket that he had at the end of that Penguin series, and just looking much more like the Penguin in the comics. We're going to see the Batman probably go up against him wearing that, and that's going to be really cool to see. Again, I'm super interested to see how they're, of course, all going to go with this. We know that the Penguin Season 2 could very well be happening right now. I believe there was another report of Matt Reeves saying they will explore options to do a Penguin Season 2. But I really hope they only do it if the story is good and the story is right. I don't want them to do it just because the first one has made so much money. It was so successful. I feel like they should only do it if they know they can cook with it and make something really good. DC is legitimately cooking with all of their projects. Again, under James Gunn, who took over in 2022, he really hasn't released anything bad. Of course, we have Batman the Caped Crusader, which recently came out. the Penguin is now out and is streaming. And of course, Superman is being filmed. The Batman Part 2 is being filmed. Supergirl is coming to cinemas, I think, in like 2026. He is absolutely cooking right now. And as he's doing it, he is introducing more and more projects. Again, we know the Penguin has been a massive success now. And it is now being reported, because of that success, a new Batman spin-off series is in the works at DC. Again, it is being said that a new Batman spin-off series is officially in the works at DC. It will likely follow another character from the universe, similar to HBO's, well, it says upcoming, but now series, The Penguin. Again, there is a lot going on right now with this Matt Reeves Batman universe, and with the Penguin being this really well thought out TV show, I definitely feel like there is enough room for them to go out and explore this Batman universe. Now, there's obviously some things that I will, we can rule out. Again, in terms of villains and stuff like that, the Joker, he'll be used for the Batman Part 2 in segments. Mr. Freeze, could he be the villain? I think Hush will very well be the villain of the Batman Part 2 at this point. The Court of Owls as well, I think, will be a massive feature in that movie, just because of how the corruption of Gotham and how I think these gang wars are now rising, and all of the above is really happening. It does lead to the Court of Owls. Again, as I said, the Joker will be in, and Hush was mentioned in the last Batman movie. So these characters, they may be hinted at or have some type of thing in the Penguin, but they're not going to be characters that we're going to see a show about. We are not going to be seeing a Joker show. We have Joker movies, all of this type of stuff. The Court of Owls maybe will have some type of reference, and maybe Hush will have some type of reference, whatever it may be. But the thing is, I think if they're legitimately going to make another show like these reports do suggest, and it's not going to be that original Arkham spin-off show that we were told it was probably going to be, I think all roads kind of lead to a Zoe Kravitz Catwoman TV show. I think Catwoman has become such a integral part of Batman now. We've legitimately nearly every adaptation having some type of Catwoman. Again, you had the original Tim Burton film getting their Catwoman, right? You had Christian Bale and having Anne Hathaway as his Catwoman, having one of the greatest endings in the history of film with The Dark Knight Rises. And now you got Robert Pattinson's Catwoman, who had a semi-small but not really kind of role, but also very impactful role in the Batman. Really became quite quickly a fan favorite and a popular character. But I think the thing with Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman that I desire to see, and why I think she could very well have a TV show, is it does very much seem that in the Batman she was very inexperienced and she didn't have that many villain tendencies about her. Catwoman is generically a anti-hero, but in the Batman she seemed to just be, for the most part, a good guy. And I think that when we saw Anne Hathaway and how she was an anti-hero, she did some good things, but also we gotta remember she locked Batman in a room with Bane, which eventually he broke his back and turned him into a slave, really. And she also did a lot of other terrible things in that movie, but ultimately was redeemed at the end when she decided to help Batman out and save Gotham and go and live a life with Bruce Wayne. We need to see more of that. I would like to see a TV show that maybe is a miniseries like The Penguin that builds up her character, not only to being a hero, but into doing villainous things and showing the anti-hero side of her that I think we do need to see. Now, I won't be as hyped to this probably as the Penguin show. I have been super hyped for that. But I think she could very well be a good character to have her own show. And who the antagonists and the villains would be, whatever it might be. I'm not sure, but it does sound like this is where they're going with a TV show, and I think it probably will be the Catwoman direction. Again, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment all of your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. Would you guys be excited to see Catwoman as a character who has her own TV show, or would you guys not be really that interested? I'd very much like to know. Don't forget to subscribe to my sports channel, MIRL/Flowing Channels, which will be getting linked in the description down below. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.